If you happen to watch the AFC Championship game this year between the New England Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs, you witnessed something rather incredible. And I'm really not talking about the game itself, although it was a battle back and forth and the final outcome was determined in overtime. I'm really talking about one of the broadcasters. That football game was broadcast with two individuals, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Tony Romo did an incredible job predicting what the Patriots were going to do. He would look at the offensive and defensive sets and tell us what Brady was looking at, and if he saw certain things, what his reaction would be. And Romo was right on point. It was very uncanny, his predictions, and how true to life they became. In fact, after the game, many analysts questioned, why did Tony Romo know what the Patriots were going to do, and the defensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs, Bob Sutton, not know? Some suggest that Sutton got fired after that game because he wasn't as astute as Romo. It really is thought that if the defensive coordinator was listening into the game, Tony Romo could have actually had an effect on its outcome. It's very much what we do sometimes. We can sometimes hear people give us warnings, but they fall on deaf ears. And that real-life football game is playing out what Luke's gospel is speaking to us about. In Luke's gospel, we hear about a rich man who lived very sumptuously, who lived high. And upon his passing, he doesn't get to enjoy eternal bliss, but rather he is tormented. And in his torment, he looks up, and off in the yonder, he sees our father of faith, Abraham, and with him, Lazarus, a very poor man, by all accounts, barely able to eke out an existence. He would have been thrilled and happy to live off the crumbs that fell from the rich man's table. And the rich man sees Abraham, and he tells Abraham, send Lazarus to my side so that I can find comfort, so that he can give me aid. And Abraham denies him. No, you lived well in your life while Lazarus was tormented. Now Lazarus is going to live well, and you may be tormented. This gospel really isn't about those who have and those who have not. This gospel is about listening to the wise man. This gospel's about listening to the wise man's warning. That we need to live in this life and to take the gifts that we have and use them for our neighbors. If the rich man had treated Lazarus with charity, compassion, and as a fellow human being, not his subordinate, he wouldn't find himself in the predicament that he was in, being truly tormented. We all have gifts from God. May each and every one of us use those gifts to the benefit of our community. And my blessing for all of us is that we can have the willingness to use the gifts that our God has given us for those people who are in our lives, so that their lives can be better.